Okay, good morning everyone and welcome back. Hope your holiday was good and happy new fiscal year. Hopefully you are all ready to go for FY19. We're going to have a short session this morning with some basic topics. I know we've had a lot of training lately, so we will make this short and sweet. Everything remains the same on our project status. We are in full go live. Cluster 2 is live with the interface, and we are moving forward, so everything remains the same. We do have a couple of items that we've received questions on over the last week, and so one of the things that I wanted to show you this morning, we've had a lot of discussion, in our various training events about being able to post only from the bid document. So, if you're going to post a notice, you're going to post a notice of award, all of that occurs only on the bid document. That is the document that posts out. So there's been a little confusion about what is available and viewable from the home page. So I wanted to go over that with you this morning. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that you can see it. Hopefully that works on your screen. If it doesn't, let me know. But I wanted to show you. So what we mean when we talk about the bid document is the only one that posts. And by posting, what we're referring to here is this open bids section. So when you're working within BidBuy and you're posting on a notice of award, that's going to occur here in the open bid section. This is where documents post. So you can see this is a notice of a renewal. Here is a rebid. This is what posts from the open bid section. So where the confusion has come along, where the confusion has come along is here on what else is viewable by the public from the public-facing screen. So what we also have here that is viewable is this active contract section. So anything that is a current and active contract can be accessed here. The way this particular section is organized is by the drop-down, and so you can come out and look by category. And if we have any open contracts in a particular category, it will appear if you bring up that category. So it's not a searchable section. It is the open contract, and it is viewable from that particular link. The other link, and it's probably more commonly used by the public, by vendors, by others, is the advanced search. And the advanced search contains either a search functionality related to bids or a search functionality related to the contracts. So in either of these cases, anyone in the general public can come out and can enter some search criteria, and that is also public-facing. So just wanted to clear that up. There is the posting of the notices, but there is, in addition to that, search functionality related to open bids and open contracts. So hopefully that helps to make it a little bit clearer. Okay, so we have that topic. Another topic that has come up is, and I think that, rightfully so, it's easy to look at all of the options and selections and not be entirely clear as to which you're going to do. So this is specifically around your informal bids, which occur on the rec. So it's confusing to begin with. We're on the rec document, but we're going to be posting out an informal bid. So what I wanted to point out here, we've had a few instances where either our documents have been a little confusing and we've worked to clear that up, or just the idea of publishing a bid off the requisition is a little confusing. So when you are doing an informal bid and you select Publish Informal Bid on Web, once you make this particular selection here, you will receive a prompt down here to put in your bid available date as well as your bid ending date. Just wanted to point out, as soon as you click Publish Informal Bid on Web and enter in a bid available date, not only will what that will do is that will send an email to all the vendors that you have selected. So once that bid available date is there, the email will go out, and vendors, when logging in and looking at their dashboard, they're going to see that informal quote. So if you are planning on going from a requisition, you're going to be doing a formal bid, you're going to convert over to the formal bid, you will not be making any of these selections here. You're not going to click Publish Informal Bid on Web, and you're not going to select Unrestricted Informal Bid. All vendors can view and respond. So just wanted to point that out. If you do select that, it will then automatically publish out to the vendors. Other than that, those were my main new topics in terms of the end user support. That continues to work well, and working through that process and always seeing each other, that's probably the one area that we most often have to go back in and make changes to. So, you know, always follow the end user support process and always make sure that you're copying everyone, and that will get everyone the answers all at the same time. Agency readiness, I see that we're continuing to have changes in business process, changes in approval paths. Agency contract loads have been completed. I see a few questions coming in, but for the most part, that seems to be working well, and there seems to be a general understanding now about the input process. If you do have any questions, please let me know. The other thing is staff training. We do have a Train the Trainer coming up that is specifically for those at your agencies who will be functioning in a trainer capacity. So our Train the Trainer, if you have not received that email, or if you have received it and have not responded yet, please do respond as quickly as possible, and the email explains what the priority function will be, so, or the priority process. So, but those seats are limited, and if you do want to participate, please do send it in right away, as well as continuing to send in registrations and deactivations. I do know there was a question recently about the need for a director's signature on a deactivation, and yes, because authorization to be in BidBuy as well as to be removed from BidBuy is a critical function. It's a very, the use of BidBuy and the ability to access or not access BidBuy does require that director authorization. So that will continue to be required, and please do get those in as quickly as possible, because failure to do so promptly could result in an audit finding, and we really don't want the agencies to end up with audit findings related to your registrations and deactivations. Okay, our help desk, as you know, there's a third option that's now been added. Just wanted to reinforce here that when using any of the help options, pick one, just send it to one, and then we'll coordinate with each other. We don't want to have multiple help desks all working on the same thing at the same time. So choose the one that you think is the most appropriate, and then we will get you a response as quick as we possibly can. Your BidBuy forms still remain out there, so do not use those forms, though, as your everyday process. If you have any issues using the forms that are within BidBuy, contact us. We will resolve those issues. It's usually a very quick and easy fix, but do contact us for that, and then also, you know, go back to using the forms that are within the system. Upcoming training events. We just held the ERP training session. There is going to be a legacy contract issue resolution for Cluster 2 held on July 9th. If you are interested in that, stay tuned. That information should be forthcoming. We are also working to schedule the SAP orgs releasing in BidBuy, various small purchase training updates. That training, I believe, has been scheduled, and So if you haven't received that or you're interested in that, you need more information on that, let us know. But there are some updates to the small purchase program, and participation in that program is required. And then also the BEP process training is upcoming. So that's what we have right now coming up on our calendar, as well as that trainer that I mentioned earlier. So that is all I have this morning. I will see, it looks like okay, so we have a couple of questions here. And that goes back to the discussion that we were having about that publishing the informal bid on the rec. And the first question we have about that is, can we leave the bid available date blank? Here's my strong advice to you. Do not check publish informal bid on web until you are ready to publish the informal bid on web. So leave it alone unless you know absolutely that you want to publish an informal bid, that you're using the rec, you're not converting over to a formal bid. Don't put anything in until you're actually ready and have your date. Just do it all at the same time. And then someone said, so it's not really being published, it's emailed, is that correct? And I think that that would be the right way to think about it. So when it is saying publish informal bid on web, that does not mean, because it is an informal bid, it is not being published out. What they mean there in the system, and that's system terminology, is that it's being published out to the vendors and it's going out, being emailed, and then it's being put in their dashboard, and that's really where that word published comes from. It's being published on that vendor's dashboard, so that when the vendor goes out to look, they'll see, informal bids. It could possibly be in their quote section, but that's what is meant by publishing. So thank you for those two questions and helping me to clarify how that informal bid on the rec works. So other than that, that's all the questions that I do have this morning. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on hold for a minute, and if you have any other questions of any kind, please send them over. Okay, so now we did have one more question that came through that said, so when we're ready to publish that informal bid, we check that box and leave the bid available date blank or enter a date. Once you're ready to do it, you check the box and put in your bid available date. Do both of those. And that is it, I think. That's all the questions that we have for this morning. I thought it might be kind of quiet today, and it was. But this recording will be available for anyone who wasn't able to attend, and we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thank you.